Hi there, Pam Druzwicki, owner and founder of Powerful Purpose and creator of your Take Back My Life system. I'm coming here this morning to talk about getting rid of the things that don't serve you and how you could move forward easier in your planning if you do so. Okay, so little backstory. I've been doing these Friday planning sessions on obviously Friday mornings, and I usually do them on a different platform, but that platform is not working. So again, dealing with areas in my life, and this is something to think about, right? Dealing with areas in my life that I'm not an expert in, that could cause a lot of frustration around it, because I'm not able to deliver what I wanted to deliver to my followers, excuse me. So I'm coming here today and I'm going to do it anyways, right? It's not the time that I suggested that I would be on. It's not the platform that I was going to be on, but I promised to deliver. So here I am. So how many times do you do something or promise something and it doesn't work out the way that you planned? And all of a sudden, what ends up happening is you either get frustrated and you move through it in a frustration, and not enjoying the process around it. Because I know I love coming live and I love sharing information with others, and especially in a live format, because I love that feedback while I'm going through my topic of discussion and how I'm coaching around it. So, but this morning, it's just me talking to you via Zoom. So here I am, but I want you to know that I'm still here. So once you get this recording, please share with me the information that speaks to you or any questions that you may have. Okay? So the beauty of this topic is that there's so many times that we have a lot of stuff in our lives that we hold on to, and our lives change and the seasons in our lives change, and we don't need to be fulfilled by those things any longer, but they're taking up space because we're so used to having them in our lives. And today I want to talk about what are those things that you continue to do in your life because they're a habit, but they don't serve you anymore. And they're taking up that space on your calendar, or taking up space in your mind, and that we need cleansing around that. So say, it's interesting. I was listening the other day to this podcast, and she was talking about just accepting the stuff that you've had in your life, either anything that you've had in your life. And if it doesn't fit any longer, accept the fact that it was there. It served whatever purpose it was supposed to serve. But now thank it and move on and leave it aside. So one of the exercises I was going to give you as a homework assignment was to sit down and think about all of the things that are in your life that continue to be in your life because they're a habit to be there. And you are going to look at them and see how you could say goodbye to them and thank them for being there, but you may not need them any longer. You'll be surprised how much space will free up on your calendar, or how much more energy you'll have because you're not keep on going back to the same thing that's not serving you right now. So say you, say bread. Let's take bread, for instance, right? I know that doesn't take time up on your calendar, but it does take time on your head and in your space, okay? At least it does for me, okay? I own the fact that I used to love eating carbs all the time. And sometimes it's been over a year since I have not partaked in carbs or that type of flour or grains. And there's times that I start feeling like I feel that I am missing something. But my brain goes to that negative side of what I'm missing and becomes a victim around that. Poor me, I can't do this anymore. I can't have this anymore. But after thinking about it and releasing it, how much better do I feel that they're not in my life anymore? They served me in that time. I thank them for it, right? I enjoyed having them, but I don't need them anymore because now I'm in a different season in my life and a different thought around what I actually need now. So it all goes back to what I was talking about the other day about really thinking about your future self. You know, what is it that your future self might need? And making those choices right now of what you need in this season will help your future self. And when you get there, you may end up saying, you know what? Thank you so much. That served you, but now I need this. Okay? So other things on your calendar. You might feel that you need or want to volunteer in every single area of your life. How many of you do that? Or how many of you fill your calendar with stuff because you're a people pleaser, right? What was one of those things? People pleaser equals overwhelm, right? Putting the oxygen mask on yourself first before something else. I am somebody that loves to people please. So it takes me a lot of energy to look at my calendar and make that space that's necessary on my calendar. And I'm sure there's many of you watching this video that feels the same way and say, Pam, how do I do that? How do I say no? Getting rid of the things that aren't feeding you. Well, one of the tips I have around that is pick a date. Pick a date that you want to make a change, okay? And look at that date. And I say to our daughter and to myself, are you going to trust your future self? So unless you start making a mindset shift today, it's never going to happen. So you shifting your brain because you're thinking about how you want to make a change in your life to free up more time for the things that fill you right now. So even though you might not be able to do that next week, you could definitely go ahead and start working on how you're going to get that done and set that time on your calendar. So maybe a lot of times, right, we gauge the beginning of the year for change, or, oh, we're in June, how did we do so far? Or the last quarter of the year. We have these standard gauging. I'm going to wait until the new year. I'm going to wait until, October 1st to make this change. When we wait and we hesitate, the momentum gets stalled. So I challenge you to sit down in your planning this for the week ahead and look at one area that you could let something go to free up some time for your own white space on your calendar. And the beautiful thing is, with the Take Back My Life system that I've created, is that inside that planner and inside the system, and when you become an engager inside that community, you get all of these tools all of the time. And they're great reminders. The planner has a place for you to write that power word. So think of that. What is your power word for next week? My power word for next week is time. Time. That's what I want on my calendar, is time. Time for what feeds me. So that's my word of my power word for next week. So inside the planner, it actually has a spot to write that power word to remind yourself that whatever that foundation word is, remind you while you're planning out your week ahead. So this Take Back My Life system gives you all of the tools necessary to stop the overwhelm. Get control of what you want to do. Take charge of how you want your week to happen. Okay? So remember, this week ahead, what is in your life right now that it just doesn't need to be in this season anymore? And just because you've done it in the past doesn't mean you need to keep on doing it. Make a list and brain dump everything that's not feeding you, that's still in your system. Because remember, when we're planting the seeds and we're watering our garden, we want the flowers that we want. We don't want weeds coming up. And weeds are generated by things that we don't want in our lives. So pick out your garden, weed it. Give yourself the ability to enjoy your life in every day and release the stress around the things that aren't feeding you. Until next Friday, I'm hoping I'll get my technical things done this week and I could come on the other platform live. But I'm really excited that I'm able to be here this morning for you with this recording, and you could go back and look at it. I'd love to get some feedback. I'll be posting this in my Facebook business page, so you could go over there and look at it again. But remember, do your homework. You deserve the very, very best. And not only are you doing this personally, but when you build your foundation in your personal life like this is where what ends up happening in your career and in your business, the same mindset shifts. And that's when I see amazing magic happen when I'm working with my clients, either professionally, personally, or helping them grow their businesses. That's the mindset that we need to have. Until then, have a great, wonderful week. Live inside your purpose. Don't let those circumstances drive you. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.